Welcome back to virtual chemistry practicals. Today let us see the another demonstration experiment, that is thermochemical measurements. The name itself suggests it's nothing but a measurement of heat changes that occurs during chemical reactions. Coming to today's experiment, we'll be seeing with determination of heat of neutralization of a strong acid and a strong base. Coming to A, is to determine the heat of neutralization. Principle, the amount of heat energy liberated or absorbed when 1 gram equivalent mass of an acid is completely neutralized by 1 gram equivalent mass of a base in dilute solution is called heat of neutralization. Here we need to identify or determine in this particular reaction whether the heat is going to be liberated or it's going to be absorbed. Coming to an equation, here an aqueous hydrochloric acid combines with an aqueous sodium hydroxide, giving rise to an aqueous sodium chloride along with water, where I have shown the delta H is negative, which indicates the heat is liberated, and also it says that the reaction is exothermic in nature. Coming to apparatus required, we require 250 ml polythene bottle with a cork, a stirrer, thermometer, 100 ml of 1 normal hydrochloric acid and 100 ml of 1 normal sodium hydroxide solution. Coming to a procedure, we need to take 250 ml polythene bottle which is fitted with a 2-hole rubber cork. Then a thermometer and a stirrer are inserted into a bottle through the cork. This serves as a calorimeter. Once the thermometer is fixed, add 100 ml of 1 normal hydrochloric acid into a polythene bottle and note down its temperature. Let that be recorded as TA. Then take 100 ml of 1 normal sodium hydroxide in another polythene bottle and note down its temperature too. Let it be TB. Once the temperature of hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide is taken separately, the next step is pour the sodium hydroxide solution into the hydrochloric acid bottle and stopper that immediately and stir gently. And the thing is, while pouring sodium hydroxide, we should take care that the solution will not be spilled out. Once the solution of mixed NaOH is added to hydrochloric acid, it will be stirred gently. Then it makes an exothermic reaction liberating heat energy. Therefore, the temperature of the solution will increase. The maximum temperature attained by the mixture is noted and which is recorded as T2. Based on these three temperatures, that is TA, TB and T2, we will be doing the calculation and identify whether the heat is really going to be liberated or it's going to be absorbed. This is about the procedure. Now let's do it practically and then record the values, then come back to a calculation part.
As I have already explained in a procedure, we'll just first prepare 100 ml of 1 normal hydrochloric acid solution. In order to prepare 100 ml of 1 normal hydrochloric acid solution, I'll just take a polythene bottle and I'll add 91.7 ml of water and 8.3 ml of a concentrated sulfuric acid to that. As soon as I add this, I need to close the bottle with a rubber cork immediately and just swivel this so that the solution gets mixed up. And once it's mixed, we are supposed to note down a temperature. Let us wait for a while and see whether the temperature is going to increase. Obviously, the temperature should increase to some extent. Oh, you can just see the temperature. And once the temperature becomes constant, we need to record the temperature of hydrochloric acid. I hope the temperature is constant. It's not rising anymore. Is it not? So I'll just stir once again, stir it. Now we can see the temperature is constant. Now let me note down the temperature. Here the temperature is almost around 39 degrees Celsius. Make a note of it. The temperature of hydrochloric acid is 39 degrees Celsius. If you want, you can see this. You can clearly see it is 39 degrees Celsius. Then let us keep this aside. Remember, it's 39 degrees Celsius. Then the second solution we have is it's sodium hydroxide. I have taken 100 ml of water. In order to prepare 1 normal sodium hydroxide, I'll add 4 grams of sodium hydroxide pellets into this. And note down the temperature after the pellets are completely dissolved. It should get completely dissolved. It should be completely dissolved. Stir that solution until it gets completely dissolved. Once it's completely dissolved, we should note down the temperature. Still we have some of pellets. It takes a minute. Did get dissolved completely. Now the salt has been completely dissolved, and we can note down the temperature. We just note down the temperature. It's almost around 28.5. The temperature is almost around 28.5. You can just observe it. So if you observe properly, you can see it's almost around 28.5. Yes, it's 28 point. Okay, it's rising. No, you can see it's 29. Now it's rising to 29. So temperature of this is 29. Okay, and we saw that the temperature of hydrochloric acid was 39 degrees Celsius and the temperature of sodium hydroxide was 29 degrees Celsius. The next step we need to do is we need to remove this rubber cork, and mix the sodium hydroxide solution into a hydrochloric acid. I'll just mix this NaOH into HCl without spilling out. That's very important. I'll just mix this, pour this into this, and again stopper this immediately. That's very important. And once it is stoppered, just mix the solution. Just mix the solution, stir it so that it gets equally mixed. And if you just touch here, you can see it is a little bit hot. And let us wait for a while. The temperature is going to increase. Temperature is going to increase, and then let us note down the temperature. And the temperature is almost around 40 degrees Celsius. The temperature is almost around 40 degrees Celsius. Once we have recorded this, all the three temperatures, that is temperature of hydrochloric acid, temperature of sodium hydroxide, and the temperature of solution. Remember, the temperature of hydrochloric acid was 39 degrees Celsius, sodium hydroxide was 29 degrees Celsius, and the solution was 40 degrees Celsius. Based on these three values, we will do the calculation and come to a conclusion whether it is exothermic or endothermic.
As we did practically and recorded the temperatures of solutions separately, let us come to the calculation part. Come to the calculation part. First we have recorded the temperature of hydrochloric acid solution, that is 39 degree Celsius. Then temperature of sodium hydroxide solution, that is 29 degrees Celsius. Now we need to take an average of both the solutions, where it comes up to 307 Kelvin, where the degree Celsius I have converted into Kelvin by adding 273. Then maximum temperature attained by the mixture T2 is 40 degrees Celsius. Again it's under 313 Kelvin. What is the difference in temperature, rise in temperature? It comes up to 6 Kelvin. And a mass of solution 100 ml of HCl and 100 ml of NaOH is equal to 200 gram, which is nothing but 0.2 kgs. The specific heat of water is the standard value, where it is 4200 joule per Kelvin per kg. We need to calculate the amount of heat liberated. We have a formula, Q is equal to M into S into T. Let me substitute the values. We get 5040 joules. Then the next we have is, we have calculated the heat liberated for 100 ml of a solution, but we need to calculate for 1000 ml. As we told, it's 1 gram equivalent mass. Now the heat liberated by the neutralization of 1000 ml of 1 normal hydrochloric acid is 10 into Q, which is 10 into 5040, which comes up to 50,400 joules. Now let me convert this into kilojoules, which is nothing but 50.4 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kilojoules. Coming to your result, heat of neutralization of hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide delta HN is equal to 50.4 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kilojoules. This is the end of the experiment, and we got the value, that is amount of heat liberated here as 50.4 into 10 to the power of minus 3 kilojoules. This is the end of the experiment. Thank you.